Hello.
Hey folks, good evening. So who we got in here? We got the Dusty Goat. I know they're in here. We just were chatting with them. Paul has been in here for a little bit, and the Crafty Hobbit. So
Hello, Rebecca.
hello, my daughter. I am looking very forward to coming and seeing you guys. So can't wait. So we got 5 people in here. We only got 3 showing up in the live. So hold on a second. Boom, stop it. Boom's trying to nudge me.
I almost had to watch Patrick. Chelsea took care of that. She took him. So how's everybody doing tonight? It's still saying 3 is watching. So let the live gain some traction. Let some people get in here. Paula, how are you doing tonight?
Let the live gain some traction.
Gotta talk, Dad.
Well, I'm setting up my screens. There's Alicia. How are you, ma'am? How are you? Good to see you in here. Crafty Hobbit. So Rebecca says, can't wait either. I'm compiling a list of hole-in-the-wall restaurants for you when y'all get here. So I was just, what's funny about that comment, Crafty Hobbit, is I was, before we started the live, I was talking to Rachel and Jon from Dusty Goat, and we're going to be spending, most of the weekend over in the Panhandle, and we're going to spend Saturday with them. And they were asking, where do you want to go eat? And I said, eat where the locals eat. So wherever kind of the hole-in-the-wall local places are. So Crafty Hobbit, my daughter, she knows how much I love those kind of hole-in-the-wall places. And I will, wherever I go, whenever I travel, I try to find those little tiny places that, might have 10 people in there. There's a place, one of my favorite places to go to. LaLa will not go there with me, nor will, I think, any member of my family except Red. We'll go
Hey, that's edible. I'm going with you.
We'll go to Angel's Diner in Palatka, Florida. It is an authentic, probably 1940s or 50s kind of diner with a metal kind. And it is roadside food. Used to be a drive-in restaurant, and it's been there forever. Their relish on their hamburger is made out of mustard, and they make it locally every day. And I just absolutely love the place, but none of my family will go there with me.
I am doing well, Paula. So I went fishing for the first time in well over 2 years, I think. It may have been 3. I don't know for sure. But I hadn't been in forever and was able to go fishing this past Sunday. And I had to pedal because I have a pedal kayak. I do not have a paddle kayak anymore. I have a pedal kayak, so I don't even have to use my arms. I can fish while I'm moving. And I went ahead and I was in some really, really, really strong current, and one of my propellers on my prop broke, and so I was about half power for a good probably an eighth of a mile, but I was safe.
See, that's the downside of that, Rick, is
Yeah.
you use the pedals to get wherever you're going, and then your pedals break, and then it's
Well,
all on the.
you better have a paddle as well, but because the kayak is so large, it's not a kayak that you want to have to paddle, and so even with one, honest to God, even with one prop or one propeller, it was moving better than I could have ever moved it with a paddle. So, and I didn't even have a chance to check to see if it was broken until I had gotten to a sandbar and then I was actually able to get out of my kayak and figure out, holy crap, that could have been way worse than what it was. But I got 2 more on the way, and Dad, I'm going fishing again Sunday.
So this is a trivia question for the Crafty Hobbit. Do you remember the name of the restaurant in Pensacola that I had to extract you and your mother from? This is a trivia question for the Crafty Hobbit. Do you remember the name of the restaurant in Pensacola that I had to extract you and your mother from?
Twin Brooks, no, you do not go in circles. Well,
you're close. It's not O'Malley's. It was McGuire's. So you were close. At least you're Irish.
You do not go in circles. You just go much slower.
So, we were just talking about McGuire's before we come on to the live. So we got Rick here from Twin Brook Acres. Welcome, sir. Welcome. There's Michael Harris just coming in. Welcome, Michael. Good to see you, brother. Crafty House says, Mom wanted that $1 from the moose head. All right. So we have, anyone who's been with us a while, kind of when we first started doing lives, we've been doing lives now for what, a year, Rick?
Well over a year.
Is it?
Yeah.
When we started, Ed Hall says I did it with a paddle, sir. So I think Ed's making a man challenge there.
He is, but he's also in a much more narrow kayak that weighs much less than mine does.
So when we first started the channels, it was within 6 months. We've been going to be 2 years in October. So is when we first started. We got serious though around.
Our first live was September 17th, 2020.
Okay, so been 13 months then. And we've been doing them the same time, same bat channel, same bat time, ever since then. So, and when we first started, it was kind of, we didn't know what we were doing, and we still don't really technically know what we're doing. We just come on and chat with you. Brian, how are you, buddy? Castle Hives. So when we first started doing our lives, they were, nothing kind of programmed or anything. Then we started kind of inviting smaller channels on and kind of networking with those channels, and that was a lot of fun. And then we kind of got away from that and started kind of doing more of a freestyle stream. And honestly, I enjoyed the ones where I was talking to people, where we were networking with people and kind of learning about other channels. And so we've kind of made the decision that we're moving back in that direction. Those that have been here a while know that, the only criteria that we had before was it's got to be under 1,000 subs. And we would kind of bring you on and have a chat. We are going to revisit that, but we're going to increase the kind of the minimum, probably up to around 2,500, maybe even something more than that. I don't want to have a hard deadline. If we can get a big channel on here that has something interesting to talk about, we're probably going to do that. So, the only thing going to change really is I want folks that we find interesting, because if we find it interesting, then the folks that come onto our lives probably will as well. So that's the plan.
We want it to be more than just coming onto the channel, because we would not go on to another channel just for the sole purpose of gaining subs.
Right.
And then completely just put that channel at the wayside once we make it to a certain level.
Right.
And so we kind of want the same thing. We don't want to be used as a set of stairs. We want to go ahead and put out quality content that you guys are going to enjoy.
Yeah, if you kind of look at who's in here right now, we built great relationships with people when we were doing that, because we've got Castle Highs. Brian was one of our guests, several months ago. Paula Wells, now one of our, she's moderator extraordinaire. She has been on our live. Sweeney's Creek was on there.
Sweeney's been on our live more than anybody else.
But we were there right at the beginning with Steve and Julianne when they were first building their home. You know, long before they even moved into it, they were still in the building process. So that's been an absolute blast. So when we were in the process of kind of building the relationships with some of these other channels, one of the channels that, well, Brian, I really appreciate you coming on, buddy, a lot. And, you know, at the time we were doing that, we were both working from home, or I was working from home. And it's gotten crazy work-wise since then, but it's starting to somewhat.
Sweeney says that he is a serial attendee. Yeah. He watches on his what is it? The cigarette break? What do they call it?
His tea.
Well, you got the morning tea, but you also have I can't remember what he called it.
When he's day tripping.
Huh?
When he's day tripping.
Yeah.
So the other thing that we're going to do is we've been really kind of putting our heads to the grindstone, trying to figure out what is it that we could do to kind of, you know, reward those that come into our live. And we've basically got some little Rick is just messaging me with y'all. Here's what we've got right now. We might have something different later. Is we've got some mugs that we have done, and so we're going to be giving one of those away tonight, somewhere during the process of this live, and you know, hopefully start doing that on a more regular basis. I know everyone, when we were doing the lives before, we gave away a lot of shirts, and that worked, and we may end up mixing it up where we do shirts and then cups one week, and then some other smaller stuff the week after that. Just to kind of, again, rebuild and continue to build some of those relationships. So Brian Lose, Hills Homestead, welcome, sir. It's been a while since we've seen you. So appreciate you kind of stopping in. Sweet Creek Farm says Smoko Crib Morning Tea.
Smoko, there you go. That was Smoko.
So when we first started doing our lives, one of the channels that reached out to us, before I even go there. So if you have not been on our channel in the past, so there's a handful in here now. Brian's Les Hills Homestead, Wild Edibles, some of the ones I know that are content creators. You know, give us a holler, and we can kind of look about putting you on the calendar. So we will. So one of the first ones that kind of contacted us, reached out to us very early, was a channel called the Dusty Goat Homestead, and they were very, very small when they did that. I think you were well under 100, and you know, we started chatting back and forth, and then Jon got really, really busy, and we ended up kind of pushing their kind of visit on the live back. And then by the time that they were ready to come back on is when we kind of stopped doing the guests or hosting people. And so I reached out to them last week when we finally made the decision this is the direction that we're going back into, and asked if he and his wife could visit with us tonight. So we have Rachel and Jon Wallace from Dusty Goat Homestead. You want to bring them in, Rick?
Hey, everybody.
How are you all
Hey,
doing
folks.
today? We're very pleased to be here.
If you've watched the videos, it's been probably 2-3 months or so ago. We had one where Jon and his son Michael came over, and you know, I thought it was just going to be a little farm visit, and Jon comes over, and we had planned on that afternoon to do our goat checks on our does, and Jon says, well, heck, put me to work. I'm like, I wasn't going to turn down an extra pair of hands, 2 extra pair of hands, actually. So we got Mulberry Branch Farm in here tonight. Welcome. Wild Edibles, Farm and HVAC. So some of these are regular visitors on some of the videos. So appreciate y'all coming in. So they come over and they offered 4 extra hands and being, I in retrospect, I was kind of thinking, I was thinking, well, if I put them to work and I take them up on that offer, I might be interpreted as rude. But Jon and Michael both were just really, really eager to kind of help and learn. So they got kind of a full day lesson on goat checks from LaLa, and it was just a blast. We had a lot of fun that day, and so they were the first when I decided that we're going to go back in this direction. Rachel and Jon were the first ones I thought of to try to get onto our live, and we're going to actually be spending much of this weekend with Rachel and Jon because they are the co-hosts of the. Well, talk about the meetup this weekend.
Go ahead, Ben.
It's going to be the Gulf Coast Homesteaders Meetup. It's basically homesteaders from all over the state of Florida, the surrounding states coming in. We're going to have some speakers, have some vendors, and we have a gnat in here that's bothering us.
I thought you were just trying to hit her in the head.
No, not on camera anyway.
Can't have recorded evidence of that, right? So they're going to come in. People's coming in from all over. We're going to basically a meet and greet. Meet people, get to know people, mingle, network a little bit. We're having some pretty amazing speakers coming in, so we're really excited about that. We have, we've got David the Good, we've got Jason and Brooke and Mary Carl from Cog Hill, we've got Gina and Hank from Black Barn Blossoms and Hamiltonville. We've got Greg from Mayhem Farms, and we've got Michelle and Randall from Floribama Homestead. So, yeah. So we're really, really excited. We've put a lot of work into this.
Yeah, and this is going to be our first event that we've ever hosted, anything like that. I've done some speaking for prior jobs and stuff like that throughout the years, but this will be the first event that we're hosting. And, we set it up for a few hundred tickets, and it just kind of blew up almost overnight. And I think we're well over 600 tickets. So, and then we had to limit it a little bit. We didn't want to limit it. We're not going to turn anybody away. The tickets were free this year. We're going to have a bunch of door prizes. We're going to have some food trucks there, and we're going to have a bunch of vendors there. I think we have 28 or 30
I think,
vendors.
yeah, like 28 vendors. We have 30 vendor tables, and I think we've got most of them filled up. And it's going to be from people from all over selling stuff that they do from their homestead or that they make or craft. It's going to be really interesting to see how everything goes. I'm a little nervous, but it's going to be fun.
And so I want to tell anybody that's on here on this live tonight with LaLa Farm and us, that if you do come, please be understandable that it is our first event. In the past couple of weeks, there's some things that come up that we didn't think about. So we're trying to make sure that everybody's comfortable, everybody's happy. There's everything that we need there. So we've actually spent a lot here recently to try to make sure that it's a fun event for everybody. And we are going to repeat it next year.
But at a bigger place.
But we're looking at a much larger scale than we have it this year. So hopefully the whole point of the Gulf Coast Homesteaders Meetup is to network, to make some new relationships, to share stories, whether they're good or bad, to share things that didn't work for everybody, because when we first started, we made a lot of mistakes in our homesteading. Yeah. So, through gardening, not knowing the right temperatures, the right when to plant, about animals. When Michael and I came to LaLa Farm, we were treated like they had known us for 20 years. And those are the kind of people that,
Well, you're giving us free labor, Jon.
Well,
I'm sure that was really appreciative of all that help, though.
They treat me really, really nice whenever I help them around the farm, too.
Well,
Let me do some
No.
shout outs. We got Still In Ya here. We got Michael Keener just rolled in. Michael Keener is going to be over to the
yeah.
meetup. So I'm actually going to be stopping at Michael Keener's homestead on Friday on our way over to the Panhandle. So
Yeah. So, but we have had some turbulent, with everything that's going on in society and stuff. But that's affected us a little bit. But you just keep plugging. But Rick, my dad always taught me to work hard, and when I'm a guest somewhere, I pitch in just like if I was supposed to be there. So,
well, you come and visit anytime, John.
well, I told you when you go to do that cross fencing, let me know. I'll come down and help.
I want to come and see the whole new pig setup. That's what I want to come.
Well, hopefully, this our trip over there is kind of putting. In fact, I got a call today from the metal roof manufacturer of that, because it's you basically tell them the length, the color, and the design, and they make it custom ordered for you. And so that's done. They said come and get it, and I said, well, I can't come till next week. So we got a lot of pickups. We got to go get our 2 goats that we had processed. So and then go get our roof and our gates all the same day. So that's going to be a lot of running around.
Looking really good.
So
Yeah,
you're
looking
asking
really good.
to let you know when we're ready to do cross fencing so you can come and help. I want
Yes.
to do cross fencing so I know when to go to Universal Studios. So,
So we got the vineyard chicks in here. Welcome, young ladies. If you haven't checked out, Paul is doing links. Vineyard Chicks are one of my favorite channels on YouTube. They are a talented group of young ladies right there. So I'm sorry I interrupted. I'm just trying to do shout outs, let everybody recognize everybody. But they came up, John and Michael came over. We had a blast that day. We got through all of our goats and learned that Michael's got some talents and skills as a goat wrangler that I don't know if his parents even knew that he had them, but he's a pretty good goat wrangler. So
He's a pretty good kid. He's definitely utilitarian. You tell him to do something, he'll figure it out. It's just sometimes when Dad's involved, it's like you tell him and he's like, huh, butterfly. He's at that age, his focus is he's starting to go through that stage of boy life where but he's a good kid. So we all our kids are good kids. They work hard. They help us around in the house and outside, and we pretty much just stick as a family and do a lot of family things. So,
right. Well, I can certainly appreciate the lessons from the elders, and you're talking about lessons from your dad about you go visit somebody, you work hard. I can appreciate that. That those kinds of lessons from that are passed down. Those are kind of, in my opinion, they're kind of going through the wayside, and I think it's up to us to kind of teach that to our kids. So, kudos to both of you two, because Michael was a hardworking young man. I mean, anybody else would have been sitting on the wayside. He'd been,
On their
sneaking.
phones.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. He would have been sneaking out, trying to isolate himself to go play on his phone, and Michael just dug in and went at it, and he just didn't stop. I mean, he's like a Energizer bunny. So we got some shout outs to the young lady there. So introduce the young lady there.
oh, this is Macy. We want to say hi to everybody.
She's gonna act shy. She is not shy.
She's not shy at all.
So Macy, I saw a video your mom and dad put up recently with you and some goats.
She's being silly. Stop.
Tell them about playing with your goats.
Oh yeah, she loves the goats. She likes to run around because they chase her and they jump on all the things and chase her. She loves that.
So do you have a favorite goat, Macy?
Yes.
Which one?
Sunny.
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 Is Sunny a boy or a girl?
A girl.
It's a girl. We actually got Sunny from Chip and Nicole at Hidden Creek. And
Hidden Oaks
Hidden Oaks.
Homestead.
I'm sorry. I always say that. But we got.
And by the way, though, Hidden Oaks, that's your co-host for the event this weekend.
Yeah, and again, they've been great. We work well together. We hang out with them, and come November 7th, I believe, we're going to be butchering our first pig because Chip and Nicole have been keeping our first pig at their place for us. We provide the feed and we help out when needed. But Chip and I think when his buddies is going to, we're going to butcher our first pig come November 7th. So
Very cool. You doing it at your place or their place?
we're going to do it at Chip and Nicole's place over
Okay.
here.
Cool.
Yeah, we don't have the space for a pig here because we are at our limit with animals. And as you know, pigs need a lot of space to root around. So Chip and Nicole graciously offered, hey, you guys bring him here. He'll fit in with everyone else. So they've been really good about that.
Yeah, when we bring, we'll be getting the pigs, I want to say 2 weeks or the week after we get back. So next 2 weeks from now. And these are penned pigs, so they're not gonna be, kind of roaming around until we get some cross fencing in. Then we're probably going to, if you guys don't watch Petway's Family Farmstead, they raise Idaho pasture pigs, and that's really kind of the long-term ultimate goal is to get to that point, which will save Little Rick a lot of time, because right now when you come into the property, John, you recall that big field on the left-hand side, that's all going to be fenced, and within that field will be two steers, the pasture pigs, and our Nigerian dwarfs, bucks. And so that's really what this whole structure is for, is that. Because we want to we've got the bucks in one side of our buck pen right now, and so technically we want to be resting one side, and we can't because we got the Nigerians on one side and the Kikos on the other.
Right.
And so we got some new folks in here, free handling made. So hello, Nisi, how are you doing this evening? And the girly A. I don't think we've seen you in one of our lives, the girly A, so welcome. I appreciate you stopping in, saying hello, and jumping right into the chat. So tell us about I know you guys have your current homestead, and then I know you've got some property, and you're migrating, I guess, over time out there. So what do you got now where you're at?
Right now we have 3 different kinds of chickens. We have goats and we have rabbits. And we have a few different kinds of rabbits. And it's funny how things work and you evolve. When we first got our chickens, they were barnyard mixes, and we just put them all together. And then we started selling the eggs, and then we started selling the eggs for hatching eggs. And then it turned into quite a business. We sold a goat. We used to have a male goat. We sold him to keep rights for breeding, so that way we didn't have to house them. So we're trying to learn the different ins and outs of different things. And now we've kind of migrated. The rabbits were meat rabbits when we first got them, but the first couple rabbits that
I see where this is going.
the first couple rabbits I dispatched, I had to sleep outside after for about 2 weeks. She wouldn't talk to me because she goes out there and kisses all the rabbits. And so, the rabbits were supposed to be mine.
That was the original plan, yes.
And, I got the rabbits for sustenance, and then for the kids to pet and play with until they were going into the freezer. Right. Or on the grill. But because I'm a family guy and I love my family and I like to sleep inside the house instead of outside the house, I had to find a different venue because, I had the cages and I had all the capital involved in getting the rabbits. And, it was a great system. It was automatic waterers, the feeders. I mean, I even bought the cages, had them handmade for us and what we wanted. So, we have all this set up now. So I had to facilitate a different route. So I actually got on the phone, did some networking, and we got a couple large big box pet stores.
Don't name them.
Yeah.
My mistake. I named them.
Did you name all of them, Rachel, or just a couple?
Kinda all of them. But it's like, I know that he wanted to use them for meat rabbits, and I'm okay with that now. I think it was the original, I got attached to them, but now I've kind of like, all right, we can try this. Go ahead and do it. I just don't want to be part of the slaughter. Chickens, I don't have a problem with, but rabbits, they're fluffy, they're cute, they're cuddly.
But I will tell you though, it worked out for the best. We have them there. It's for sustenance if we so need them. We still have a meat rabbit breed, but it turned out into a lucrative business for us. We made, I'm not going to say the amount, but we made well enough to buy a decent used car off the animals that we sold last year. This is Madison.
This is our oldest, Madison,
Hello, Madison. How are you?
senior.
Madison and Rachel were supposed to come over the day that we did the goat wrangling, and Madison got ill that day, and so it was just the boys.
She messed it all up for me, Rick.
Madison, I heard you got mad at me because I didn't send a shirt to you. All right, I'll make you.
I'll steal his. I try and steal his, but he won't let me take it.
All right, I'm gonna make good on that. All right, so I'll meet you this. I'll meet you this weekend. Hopefully, I'll make good on that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like, man, y'all got shirts and I didn't. And it was funny because Ashley Burton from Mulberry Branch sent me one too, and she said the same thing. She said, man, you're getting all the loot.
There's a question down there, Rick.
Sweeney's Creek said, "What breed of rabbit do you have meat for? Future direction for my farm."
We had American chinchillas, and they were purebred. I got from a buddy of mine that's been homesteading for 15 years, and he's basically mentored me and taught me everything that I need to know about rabbits. But they make really good pets because they're real docile. But we do handle our rabbits a lot. We just don't leave them stuck in the cages. We bring them out. We have a paddock to where they play in. They get fresh grass. And, we've had a few comments about, that's horrible. You leave them in cages. But people don't understand that those rabbits are petted and played with every day, no matter if they were going to be used for meat or they were going to go to the pet stores. But American chinchillas is what we use. But I will caution people something I've learned, that in the heat, if you're in a very humid or hot environment, they have really thick fur. So we have a 32-inch fan out there that's on all summer long. It's a big old shop fan that we use because they do great in cold weather, but in hot weather, you have to have some kind of fan on them or they will succumb to heat. So, and they need plenty of water in any kind of heat situation.
Right, I didn't do shout outs to my sister, Simply Jan Homestead over there in Missouri. So welcome, Jan. Great to see you in here. And Wild Edibles. Glad to see you in here. It's been a while since we've seen you in one of the lives, so thank you for stopping by and welcome. So are the rabbits, so I know you said you started with did you start with the chickens just to raise eggs or get eggs for yourself, or did you have the intent of selling eggs, or what?
No, sir. We just had chickens for eggs, and I like watching them in the backyard, and they were free roaming until they went in the neighbors and started eating their flowers. So,
yeah.
But we have a really big coop, and then we have a run with the Premier One fence surrounding it. But so they get their greens every day. But we started the chickens, we started the rabbits, then we got into goats, and the goats, we haven't bred them. I'm not going to breed them until we get onto our property. And right before 2 Marches ago, before everything started, we had everything arranged to where the property was going to be cleared, the power and water was going in, and the things that are happening, in our country today are some of the things that kind of squashed all those plans. Everybody kind of disappeared. They stopped doing the work that they were doing, and it kind of messed everything up. So we kind of had to go in a different direction. So we basically started selling a lot of our chicks, as 2 or 3 day old chicks. We sold full grown hens, and then we got the rabbits. I got contracts to go to pet stores. We sell in the pet stores, and we still do that. But the goats, we haven't done anything yet other than just raise them and learn about them. We didn't want to get straight into breeding until we found out basically how to take care of them and what to do, what not to do. And then when we get on the property and I got permanent structures built, barns for all of them and fencing up, then we'll start taking off with the breeding of the goats.
Yeah. Vineyard chicks, you're absolutely right. They said, and prices went crazy for wood. They did. I mean, and they put a hard stop on a lot of building on homesteads for coops, for any kind of containment structures or storage structures. And it's only been in the last 8 weeks that things have started to really come down. I mean, I'm paying real close attention to what we're paying now versus what we were 7-8 months or so ago. It's insane for a 6x6 post. I paid $22 a piece for them now, but 8 months ago they were nearly $100. It's 5 times the price. Just
Right.
Absolutely insane. I mean, anyone that's building things 6 months ago, 8 months ago, you know, they got more money than sense, or they're just absolute out of necessity. But things are, you know, we're getting a bag of concrete now for $3 for a 50-pound bag. You know, we got our 2x6s that we're using for all of the railing around this new building that we're doing. For the pressure treated ones, like $5.20 a piece. Those were close to $30 8 months or so ago.
Yeah, and it just put a big halt on everything that we had plans. Now those plans are still set in place, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to basically clear that property by myself. So, you know, me and Michael's cut about 1/10 of an acre. I'm going to rent some equipment at a time for what I need. And then I'm going to pay somebody to come through the root rake and box blade it when I get done. And then we're going to go either with a pole barn home or we're going to do a metal building structure. And so those plans are still in place. It's been on hold for 1.5 years or more, basically, because of everything that's happened. So,
well, when you get to that pole barn phase and you get to the metal building phase, whatever you do, you call me because I owe you big.
well, I'm still willing to help. So, Rick, if you want to go do anything, I'll help Pops with the crawfish.
You know, we'll come over there because I don't care where we go. I just need a campground I can throw, because that'll give me a reason to take LaLa camping. And she, you know, she said this to me the other day, and she's absolutely, it kind of irritated me, but she's absolutely dead on right. It's like, she said, are we going to have some time? Am I going to have some time just to relax and read? Because she just loves reading. That's her favorite thing. And I want to go. I just don't want to stop. Idle hands, you know, are the devil's tools. And so I'm constantly moving and doing, and I can't just sit there and do nothing because I get really easily bored. And so that'll give me a reason to come over there and help you put your building up.
Okay, that'll work.
You tell LaLa that she'll have plenty of time Saturday evening when you get back to sit and read her book.
Michael Keener, I offer help all the time. No one takes me up on it. Well, you're 3 hours from them, and you're 3 hours from 2.5 hours from me, probably. You know, you're welcome over here, man, anytime you want. And LaLa loves to talk goats, as you know. You know, Michael Keener is her Tampa Bay Lightning cheering buddy. So they carry on like hooligans. You know, I tried to be smart butt the other night. So when Tampa wins, Kimberly or LaLa puts on her Facebook really quickly. She puts this big emblem of the Tampa Bay Lightning, and yes that they won. It was a great win. And so I kind of made the rolling eyes emoji, because she just goes absolutely crazy ludicrous when she's a huge sports fan. And so I made the rolling eyes emoji, and without missing a beat, Michael Keener responds really quickly. You know, I'm sure she feels the same exact way about your chickens, and he's absolutely correct. She hates the chickens.
Yeah, she doesn't like the chickens. When we first went into the barn, and I said, so how many chickens do you have? And she just kind of went, I don't know, but we got too many. I know that.
I think we got about 80. We're not really sure because some of them
Chicken
is bred.
math. It doesn't matter. It's chicken math.
Barb's Country Home, welcome. Great to have you. Rick, I'll come help you and little Rick eat some of LaLa's pie. Well, tell you, that's Michael Harris. Buddy, you're always welcome. You know that, but it's even a further trip for you. Michael's over in Texas. So, well, tell us what's the plan kind of moving from where you're at now at the homestead to kind of moving out to the property? How many acres do you have out there?
We have 4 acres, and it is going to be sufficient for what we're going to do right now. And we, in the future, I'm looking for 20 acres in the future, but I have 8 years before I retire. And I know I'll be quite young when I retire, but I'm going to do something else. But we've actually, in the past, 2 months, we've transferred our chickens from just a general mix into very select breeds, and we've got some champion line chickens. So basically, one day we're going to turn into where we have an internet site, and we're going to be a small hatchery for very specific breeds, and the chickens that we have are going to be, top dogs as far as their genetic lines. And then that's also what we want to do with our goats. We like the breed of Nigerian dwarfs because, we didn't get into the meat goat. Right now, I had a buddy, actually a phone call right before this live, a friend of mine that worked with me at the prison for 15 years. He's basically my brother from another mother. He just called me about trying to get some Kiko goats, some meat goats. And I told him, I said, well, I know a couple people right up that alley. So, and he wants to go in with me he's got 15 acres up at the north side of Milton. So he has plenty of space. And we actually used to have a horse, and it was boarded at my friend Kyle's house. So, another thing that we started doing is even though we're a small YouTube channel, we had a few people watch, and then they found out that we were local to them. So I actually started going to people's places and helping them build a small chicken coop or a rabbit pen or a place to keep a couple goats. And I actually helped about 8 people get started in homesteading, from gardening to rabbits to chickens to goats. And what I would do, it didn't charge them anything. I just said, sure, I'll come over. We'll sell you the chickens and the rabbits. And I would actually work on their property and help them get started. And I made some really cool friends that way.
That's cool. Cool.
And to me, it's all about people and farm friends and stuff like that, and camaraderie and networking, and, just people helping people. And that's something that I really personally like to do. As long, I've been taken advantage of in the past. That's only going to happen once. But, people that really want to help, they want to learn. I went over there, and I'm not a professional in any of those venues that we've discussed tonight, but I have learned quite a bit.
Yeah. But we've learned lots of things from different people that we've met through homesteading and YouTubers. So basically, our future plans, what we want is to have a small hatchery, like Jon said, and get more into the goats. Of course, we would like to have cattle and stuff one day, but mainly we want to get into I really enjoy the chickens. I enjoy different types of chickens and the breeding and the hatching of the eggs. And I really enjoy the goats. Those are my 2 things that I really enjoy doing. And so that's what we want to focus on when we get onto a bigger piece of property, that we can do it exactly how we want and actually make a program out of it. Whereas here, we're on a small piece of property. It's not very big. And this is kind of for us, this is our learning time. This has been our time to make mistakes, learn from it, and know what we want and what we don't want. So it's been really good up to this point in our homesteading experience.
All right. We got Freedom Foods Farm. Welcome. Says that LaLa Farm, all good. Hoping for a rain, but great. And then I got some cute comments in here. The girly A. Wow, 80 chickens, my dream. have 9 hens, but it's a city thing. Yeah, that's disappointing. You know, there's a lot of restrictions on folks in the city, what they can have. Wild Edibles said, I am learning chicken math this year, laughing my butt off. Chicken math will get you. When you start, it's kind of like, what was that? You can't just have one. The Pringles. Is that the old commercial line? You can't just have one.
Yeah.
So yeah, chickens are like that. You can't, if you're going to get 5, you'll end up getting 10. I enjoy the chickens. I think they're a lot of fun. I enjoy the different breeds, as John said. And you know, it's really cool to kind of see which ones kind of meet the needs that you have. And you know, we've kind of figured that out. You know, I one of my favorite breeds, and it's a breed that you never hear anything about, is an Andalusian. Have you ever heard of that? The Spanish Andalusian?
Yeah,
They
those
are great.
pretty.
They are great birds. They're natural kind of leaders within the flock, and they are prolific egg layers. I mean,
And they are
big.
very hardy, smart chickens.
They are very hardy chickens. I had one. It was kind of the top of the pecking order hen. She took on a red-tailed hawk.
Mhm.
She was not going to let that hawk anywhere near that coop. She stared that hawk down till Betsy the reinforcements came. They're just an incredible breed. So we've got out of our 80, I would bet a third of our flock are Andalusians. They're not all standard appearing because there's a lot of splash and a lot of black and a lot of whites. But we've got a handful of those ones that just have beautiful silver with gray legs, beautiful red big comb on them. They're just great birds. And you know, we bought another group. I think it was 10 that we bought last year for meat birds, and that is a Brisset, and that's the big giant rooster up front that you saw.
Yeah.
Really incredible birds. So
I'd like to have some of those for meat birds.
Yeah, I will tell you this though, she might not be so kin to, you know, dispatching and processing and partaking of the rabbits, but she has cleaned quite a few chickens, and she will get in right in there with me, and she'll dispatch, and I do the actual finality thing, and then, you know, she'll step in and she'll clean some chickens. So
yeah.
we'll do
We
that.
did that when we processed last spring. We had all the kids in there helping us, and it's a reality hits them, and it's really this is real food. This is where real food comes from. Drops Family Guard says I accidentally bought 5 chicks in April when I went to the feast store. I've accidentally done that too.
That's her.
It happens.
Well, Rick, what do you think? Want to give something away?
Sure.
I think people got frustrated and left because they didn't do the giveaway. So I kind of showed it earlier. We have got some new mugs. LaLa Farm on both sides. And if you are a moderator in here tonight, which would be Paula Wells, Nisi from Freehandly Made, and Jan, you do not qualify because as a moderator, you're getting one from me anyway. So you can't play. So what we're going to do, and Jon and Rachel, I'm bringing you one this weekend, so you guys get one. So you're going to get that's your door prize from us because you put on this event that we're coming to. So that'll be fun.
Well, we appreciate it.
Silhouette Park Farms, how are you? These are our friends from down under, as well as, you know, Steve and Julianne a little bit earlier. So now it's probably Nettie on there from Silhouette Park Farm. So that is awesome. So let's give this away. Rick, I suggest that since you got better eyes than me, you're much younger, and you watch things for a living. I don't. So,
True.
all right, pick a number between 1 and 100, and the first person that comes up with that number wins. So we got
All right.
19
72.
people in here. So,
72.
No, you can't say what it is.
Okay. All right. I just picked another number.
Are you kidding me? All right. You got,
72.
all right. You got your number. Don't. You can't guess yet. You got your number.
Yeah, I got my number.
All right. You watching?
It was never 72. Yes.
All right. He's watching. He's got his number. All right. Throw in the guesses. You have a 20% chance of getting it right, and you can repeatedly guess.
Let's see.
So what's the
Barb's
so what's-
Country Home and the Girl A. Woo! Y'all are hot.
Oh, he's giving you clues.
I should have put some like Rocky music on top of this.
Tina Ladybug, welcome.
The girl, I'm telling you, you're hot. Woo! Really hot. Barb, I'm telling you, you guys are hot.
Yes, it's Nettie waiting in insurance assessors for all of our lost fences. Adam out doing repairs. Oh, sorry for that.
Y'all are close. Ding! Barb's Country Home takes it with a 42.
Right. So Barb's Country Home, and Barb, I believe I have your address from the stickers that you sent us. So I will get that out in the mail to you. Probably be next week, and it will come in a little cardboard box. So congratulations to Barb's Country Home. You are the proud new owner of a LaLa Farm insulated cup. These are really cool. They're good quality. So so that's awesome. What else, Rick?
Nothing. I've been, going through the comments. If you guys have any questions, again, just put them in the comment section. That way we can go ahead and ask them some questions. We got 9 minutes left in the live, so.
So we got some more people in here from when we first started.
I do have a question. And this is for everybody that's in here. We got 18 people in here that can go and weigh in on this. So this is something that I haven't even asked Papa, but it seems to me that while we are live streaming, that around 7:30 we have a very large influx of people that come in. My question is would 7:30 possibly be a better time? If it doesn't matter, then you don't have to comment. But if 7:30 would be better for you guys, by all means, let us know in the comment section.
John from Will It Grow, welcome, sir.
What's going on, John?
Good to see you.
So, plus, we also have to take it up with our contracted help, Paula, to make sure that 7:30 would be good for her. Because if it's not good for her, it's not good for you guys.
So Paula Wells asked the question, what made the Dusty Goat decide to put on the meet and greet?
Well, there was a lot of things up north, and there wasn't very many meetups down south. And like I said, it was supposed to be a really small event, but after it took off, it grew and grew and grew until we had to finally shut down tickets. But basically, what made us do this was just to meet other people, and sometimes I've taught a lot at my job, and I know sometimes I don't think about everything, and I know one of the students in the class will say something and it'll make me think that, and then all those comments I learned that from talking to other people, I will include them in the next classes I taught. So it was just an idea for us to get ideas, network with people, meet with people.
We were at Chip and Nicole's one night and we were talking to them. We were like, hey, we really let's do like some type of meet and greet or like a little homestead thing. And Nicole was like, actually we had thought about doing that last year, but with the whole COVID thing, it kind of, threw everything off. And so we sat and we talked, and she was like, we could do this. Let's do this. There's nowhere around here in the Panhandle of Florida that she knew of or I knew of at that time that did any type of homestead event. So we just got the ball rolling from that night, and the interest for this event has been incredible. Like, we never expected this event to blow up like it has, and it's so awesome. We're super excited that it is. And so it just, one thing led to another, conversations led to another thing, another idea, and we just wanted to get out there and meet people, meet people who are like-minded, build friendships, learn stuff, because, there are things, just like when John and Michael came down, that LaLa taught them about goats that we didn't know.
Oh, we got a wealth of knowledge from Rick and LaLa when we came down, and
I told you, you better bring a blank notepad when you're coming down to talk goats with LaLa.
well, if like when I was editing that video, I've got like snippets of LaLa's advice into a file on the computer that says "Goat help from LaLa," and I always refer back to that. So, instead of a notepad, I just use the camera. But yeah.
Well, we thought that what this could end up being is people could learn from each other, gain knowledge, develop long-term friendships, like with you guys and like with Chip and Nicole. When we initially met them, it was hey, let's see if they'll let us come to their farm and see what they've got, talk to them about some of the things they have. And now that's developed into a friendship that will carry on. And those things are important, to be around like-minded people who have the same type of goals and the same type of lifestyle. And I think that this will bring people together too, especially in times like now where there's so much diversity and separation in society. I think this is a good thing. Just like with the Homesteaders of America event, the biggest thing I heard was camaraderie, friendships, relationship. And so that's what we're hoping to bring to the table as well.
No, I could not agree more. I have nothing to add. That it was a great narrative. We need to put you on television, Rachel, and promote this.
Well, I like to talk, so I don't have any problem with
And I agree. I mean, this is the folks that we have built just long-term friendships with are the ones that we can go visit or have visited us, and it just, I don't know. I've had this discussion multiple times. I guess I'm just really kind of old school when it comes to relationships with people. I really detest email. I detest electronics, and I just really like looking somebody in the eye, because then I can evaluate them and their character, and it's like I knew from minute one that John and Michael were good people, and I just
I appreciate you guys, and even Little Rick. Y'all have kind of been y'all been definitive mentors for us, not only in the YouTube channel. We didn't start a YouTube channel to get monetized or anything like that. We just started it, and basically as a family project, and it's actually turned out to where it's brought us closer together in the things that we do.
Hey, Daddy.
As teenagers get older, they kind of separate away from their parents. They get more independence. But it's something that's kept them at home, not to keep them in a bubble. But my mom's got involved in it. She's making soap. My dad's making trinkets. My stepmom, my stepdad, my father-in-law made barbecue sauce. So it's basically brought us together, not just our immediate family, but our whole family is now involved in it. And it's just something that we love to do. So now it's the whole family is involved in all of this.
Right.
LaLa's been warming up to it. LaLa's been warming up to it. She's done a couple videos by herself now. I can tell you this, she absolutely hated doing it. She loves talking to people about goats, but she don't like talking to a camera about goats.
Yeah. She's very good. The videos that she actually does are historically some of the best viewed and get the most amount of hits long term, the repetitious ones. So
get this, Dad, really quick. John from Willow Grove says he hates talking too much.
Yeah, I find that really hard to believe. I think I don't think you're telling the truth, John.
Yeah, I've watched almost all his videos, and I don't agree with that either, John.
Well, we
Sweeney
hope
Pig.
everybody that's able to will be able to come out to the homestead event. And if you can't come this time, we're really hoping that this becomes an annual thing. Next year, we're going to try to make it bigger and better, and a much larger
Yeah, we're
place.
already starting to plan out next year.
Yeah.
So.
We're really, really looking forward to it. So let's just hope it goes off without a hitch.
All righty, folks, it is 8 o'clock, and we try to respect folks' time and don't keep you longer than an hour. So we're gonna go ahead and sign off. This has been a ton of fun. Remember, we got 20 people still in here. If you want to come on to the live, shoot me an email at lala@thelalafarm.com, and we will start building our calendar again for hosting guests, particularly if you have not been on the channel in the past. Many in here have. Give us a holler, shoot us an email, and we'll start working that out. So congratulations to Barb's Country Home once again for winning our beautiful mug.
All right.
And on that note, huh?
I said, all right, Vanna White. Hey, you guys keep a lookout. I'm going to post a poll on the community tab. I got 2 answers tonight, but I'm going to put up some options. We can't do it any earlier than we do it right now. And really, there's only 2 time slots that I think me and Papa would even be willing to really entertain. But we still, like I said, I hadn't even talked to him about it. It's just kind of a thought that I've been thinking of the last couple lives, seeing the influx of when people are coming in. So look out for a poll, and so we can go ahead and get some information from you guys or thoughts on you guys as when we should either continue doing it at 7 or possibly change to a little later time frame, but still keep y'all at around an hour. So do you know the golden rule?
All right, folks. Always remember, treat others as you would like to be treated. LaLa Farm out.
I was
Bye,
gonna let
guys.
this
Good night, folks.
Good night.